Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the meaning of the next song, Sins for the Gods. And actually, I wrote this song long time ago. I was much younger back then, still attending school. So my ideas or view about the world was very shallow, I think. This song is also related to the idea that I mentioned in above heaven, below heaven. Since back then, I was already feeling there is something beautiful inside us. It's not in the form. When I read the Zen Buddhism, for example, it said that this something beautiful cannot be actually in the ultimate sense, cannot really described by words, because the words belongs to this world, and this something is beyond this world, and how can we express that or describe that perfectly with words? This is impossible. So in the end, people named it differently, but thinking of the big difference between cultures, more or less the originator wanted to tell something similar. You know, it's in us, like it's in our spiritual energy or something. But when we see this God external to ourselves, then the sadness starts. And when we cannot accept each other and we become so intolerant towards other religions or towards people with different sense of value. And I was very sad about it. Then one day I watched a TV program, documentary program, that was about Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and I was very sad. Of course, as I said, my view towards the world was very shallow. I didn't know much about what was really going on behind, but as a teenager, the impression that I got was that why cannot we see the same God in ourselves? When we see the God external to ourselves, we call it differently and we recognize it as if they are different things, and then they start to claim which is right and which is not right, and then it creates another sin, and which makes people cry, and then in the worst case, some weak people like children, they becomes a victim. And you know, I really wish that this kind of sadness stops, but I didn't mean to blame anyone. I mean, I can imagine how tough it is for the people who is in the suffering. I mean, for example, my grandparents' generation, they experienced a lot of tough things during the war, and I cannot really blame them if they are very, how can you say, like in agony, staying in agony. But I asked this God, which is in myself, but also in the universe. Maybe it sounds a bit contradictory, but I sometimes feel that the very inner core of ourselves is somewhat related to the universe. And so I asked to this something like, God, like, please stop it, and please show us the way to the real paradise. And please let us stop this sin for the so-called gods. So this is the end of this video. But anyway, I realized I actually haven't posted the lyric video of the next song, Nature of Mortality. So instead of just posting the message videos like this, the next next video will be the lyric video of Nature of Mortality. So until then, bye bye!